Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one, we finally have the demon hellspawn, Satan himself, Shaco. Well, Shaco, depending where you're from, but I'm gonna say it the first way just because that's how I speak English. Now, this game is a bit obscene. I won't spend 3 hours going over it because we could, trust me. Mostly about the early to mid game on Shaco's playstyle and how you can get fed, as we have a cheeky little invade here by the blue team, thinking they can outsmart the champion that's designed to cheese, and this is not going to work. The Vayne top ends up inting in the most horrific way. Yes, it's a challenger game, and she just ends up dying a whole bunch for no reason. Vayne top, what can you do? Shaco really has to be the solo carry of this game. And, I always see this stuff about the Raptors. Let me show you this guy's claim one of the best on EU West, and most likely the world. You can handle the Raptors just fine. Now, runes on your screen now, Hail of Blades, standard page I guess. You've got the Gathering the Storm for the supreme late game scaling. This is something that you can talk about based... Why? That... So, this is a bit unfortunate. We knew they were there, she decided, you know what? I'm gonna go in anyway, she dies. The box designed to stop invades managed to not do that, but at least it feared someone, and most importantly, right, these were not triggered in any way. Alright, the Jinx is off the side there, getting more buffs for some strange reason next patch. This is huge, right? We're not concerned with any of this. I know Shaco players love to have cheese. I know it's a kind of thing that they live for. But this player really has a simple play style that he basically enacts in most games, as far as I can see, at least on this side of the map. You put this ward here at around 123, 122. You put 3 boxes onto the Raptor pit there. The Gragas is warded to red, doesn't matter. Alright, because what happens is you start doing this. Once your box respawns, you slap it on the red as well. You're getting regeneration from the jungle item here. The big raptor is going to be dragged across. He will smite it, and then he finishes off the red with the box. So basically, very, very efficient way of getting level 2 and 3. Does this, then slides on over with the outplay button into the Krug pit. That's the Q. I know it has a decently high cooldown, but... yeah, I mean, you'll notice he's running Flash and not Ignite. I do think in lower elos you can really get away with the Ignite. And if you're going to run this kind of clear, please look to have lane impact early. He doesn't have to because he's in a high elo game. He knows the Hecarim settled on the top side. He's worried a little bit about sort of this kind of invade cheese or some kind of collapse. I don't know why it would happen, to be honest with you. But mostly it's to avoid pathing. Now this is here, so he would have been fine anyway. But if there's any deep vision here from the invade, if there's any vision sort of on the Raptor pit, this pathing is good because it lets you avoid all detection. You'll see the boxes will finish it off. Level 3 as he's leaving away. Now you could be in bottom lane here. Right now, if you do this here, right, you could just be queuing over this wall, and if you're fast enough, and if your bottom lane and their bottom lane both leashed, perhaps, they're level 1. You're looking at a level 1, maybe just level 2 timer. And you show up level 3 with Ignite as a Shaco, that's first blood. And as someone who plays a lot of support at the moment, that totally didn't happen this week. To me. Totally didn't happen. It's very tilting. And you slap it down in low diamond and below, really? And you're looking at tilting laners so heavily because from there, if the enemy jungler shows in vertical jungles in some capacity, right? And you did it this side, well, you can go steal their camps and then do the same thing again. You can queue this wall as well. And here, you've got a lot of versatility as to how you can cheese laners and have that impact early. So, especially from next patch, I highly, highly recommend paying attention to that. However, in this elo, at least currently on this patch, it will shift next patch for most ganking junglers. You can look to do a 6 camp. Bottom lane, what's going on here, guys? Ignite flash from the Kai'Sa. Thresh has to be careful here, and you see the TP coming through a... That's aggressive. Alright, so let's watch this. If you're Shaco right now, and you're looking to do this full clear pretty quickly, you know the Hecarim started this, he's probably going to be doing the same. So both junglers are kind of... guys, slow down a little bit. Doesn't matter. You can still play around this absolutely perfectly. You don't need to pay too much attention to while you're clearing. Okay, here you could argue there should be a rotation already. I would be looking for a proactive rotation as it is. However, he wants to do the Grump for level 4, and also, you're a little light on the mana. By finishing Grump, you will get more. Ridiculous TP, follow-up TP from the Gragas. However, this is very disrespectful. This is very disrespectful here, because they knew the Shaco sequence down, and even in Challenger, people just don't respect the degeneracy of this champion. And that's why, despite the fact that people like the meme that you lose to Raptors, there's even one guy in the US called something like that. That's his name. I lost to Raptors or something. You can take them fine, you know, and it's not stopping you from jungling, as you can see. And if it is, you have to adapt your playstyle. Warwick plays anyone who's a single target for Raptors level 1. Can't even do it at all. Shaco can at least start them, right? Doesn't technically even need a leash, which is perfect. Now, they show no respect to blue team here to the fact that he paused down. Nice little cheeky backstab E. Little box, some auto attacks. Boof, you go down as well. Q will be up in 4 seconds. Hecarim shows up finally after doing his 6 camp. And boop. So irritating, but so good, because you need to use that mobility and those mind games to your advantage. However, don't greed. I know you're going to get the fear here. I know you want this crab, but Hecarim is still top tier jungle pick. I don't know why this thing isn't a little bit nerfed. I mean, he's fine, but he's also not fine. Regardless, there's a Gragas bottom lane. Your Thresh is over here. Echo has prime mid lane. Don't start to fight this out. AoE things, you know, like a Hecarim with those ults are really annoying for Shaco. That's why I always used to like Kayn back in the day. Anything that can AoE that's not targeted lets you swoop on the Shaco even if he goes camera and things like this. Now they go for the top crab here. Thresh. Oh, come somebody da. So nice. Look at this. CCing the crab even if you don't need to. Beautiful. I do that as Zara. I like to eat the crab to help my junglers. Now the Pyke also rotates. So you can say, well, Thresh rotated, but so did Pyke. Let's be careful here. Kai'Sa's gone to the top lane. This is something important to note because the Gragas is still pushing this. She needs to get some experience. She's only level 2, so she goes to the top side. The thing with Shaco is the boxes can be such a nuisance. Yeah, that's done by the Pyke. That's done by the Pyke. Kai'Sa actually takes the crab away. But if you're a passive Shaco main, you are not using the strength of the kit. The strength of the kit is the immense amount of cheese that makes Wallace and Gromit froth at the mouth every single time you do it. Gorgonzola, Wensleydale, whatever you want, it stinks when this guy does it. It's so horrific. However, you do have to have your brain about you. I understand you might want to go for this. You have to realize it is a Kai'Sa. I still think you could. However, the big brain in your brain needs to start activating itself. Yes, it's the brain within the brain. Hecarim was here. Hecarim sequenced down. Hecarim got this crab. Hecarim has tier 2 camps on the top side. So this is very risky if you go for it. And he decides, you know what, actually, hold up, I'm going to leave. Now you could hit this. At the same time, this gives away your location. You kind of want to protect your laner. You don't want them to know where you are. That's one of the worst things for Shaco. Hey, there you go, there's a Hecarim. But now you can fall back to your Krugs. Vayne is most likely going to die here. There you go, so Thresh does the good work. She has to be very careful. We're fine, we're just gonna do our Krugs. I don't know what Hecarim's doing. Okay, he should see you. Lantern comes through. Flay. Ghosted. Knockback. Condemned. Good night. That's very generous of him. In your elo, feel free to take that. Take it. Trust me, this guy's almost gonna drop a 30 bomb anyway, so. First back. 301, 28 CS, basically tied with the Hecarim, and he's dead. Now, out of base, you basically have 2 choices. Do I go straight to the bottom lane? Sometimes I would say yes, and in fact, a lot of times in the next patch, I would say yes. Look for these kinds of collapses. You are way behind the Thresh, though, and you still want to sequence well as Shaco. Your advantage here with the whip, is that you can farm very, very quickly. You also have unique pathing angles here. You know, you've got the Shadow, Fog of War. We can simply do that. If there's some kind of fight going on, rotate down and take it. If not, fall back to your camps. It's very, very simple. We see the fight here, right? Standing on the side of the wall. He can use Q whenever he wants. Again, Ignite is a better thing. Oh, here we go. Places the box. Gets the fear. The stun comes through. Walks out of the radius. Keeps auto-attacking. And then the backstab. Level 6 Echo doesn't even matter. He doesn't even bother ulting because if he does, he's dead as it is. Patience. Good angles. Remember that bonus damage when you actually show up from behind. Kind of important as well, so your positioning needs to be intelligent. There we go. What does that mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? El Dragon. Exactly. Very easy. You can ult this. You can box this. You don't have to, but you can. Good value in doing so. Actually, I'm not even gonna be. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. I wanted to check the cooldown. I wasn't sure exactly how high it is. We're looking at a 75 here. 94 uncast, right? There you go. So, you also have the duration. Here's the cheese I was talking about. After the dragon, the Thresh understands what the Shaco wants to do. Gives the kill away. Gives the kill away. He's being very generous, and he really didn't deserve the pain he had this game. You're gonna see what I mean, but the gold graph was like this for the enemy team, so. Bit of counter jungling, red's gonna be up, Hecarim should be available. We don't want to overstay. I'd be very careful about overstaying for this here. Because Pyke is up, Kai'Sa's up, Hecarim's up, there you go. And the Echo has prior mid lane, so it's good detachment there. It's worth trying to sneak it away. Right, watching bottom lane again. Down on level, so this is good to try and kill once more. Thresh is being very nice, good kind support. This really helps, and that's because he's going Stridebreaker. Here we go, the classic angle, okay? You can go this wall or this wall. There you go. He just ignored the Pyke. You do have to be careful though, it's a good counter gank. And that's what I'm talking about. So, this is obviously good practice, but you knew the Hecarim was bottom side. I still think it's worth going for, but just I love it. This is just so cheesy. But there's no respect for the enemy jungler, and this is just a great counter gank. The Hecarim very easily could have looked to go mid lane. He very easily could have gone up. Azir is horrible for Echo, it's very difficult. So, apply your tracking. I'm not going to say necessarily because he died it was a bad decision. I like yanking before lanes get level 5. Just respect where the enemy jungler could be, considering you knew he was in the area. Be mindful. The flash goes through, I think, and this is, as I said, the AoE spells. And point and click for the Kai'Sa. So they get really, yeah, they get a lot of stuff there. They get a lot of stuff there. Right, now we've got the Berserker's Greaves, he likes to go that. We've got the Hearthbound Axe, which I can never remember the name of. But we are going into the Stridebreaker, because dash ability, movement ability, 2 words. These are really great on assassins to get around the map and also to be everywhere. With Shaco, that's what you want. You want to be everywhere. We're just full sequencing at this point. And now we want to look to do a Herald for sure. I would be concerned about Jinx as well being at this stage, but the pressure must be maintained. Hello, my son. Yes? And that's where the flash is useful, right? And then you can ult to judge aggro and then off you go. So this is the kind of stuff you're looking for. Lazy backs, no respect, and they just don't learn at any point. And now you can say, right, I'm going to try and take these raptors. And if someone shows up, oh, hello, I mean, goodbye. I'm getting tilted just thinking about trying to chase this guy around the map with a Stridebreaker movement speed passive. Okay, Herald is his as well, should be at the very least. Pyke is rotating. You also have the Thresh helping though, so that's fine. Vayne is contributing to the collective known as the enemy team's gold pot. And once again, your Q is up, so goodbye. Dragon is spawning. Krugs are up. Let's secure those. 5-1-3, 8 out of 10 KP. Objectives are crucial. Now here we've got a TP from the Vayne again. I don't know if this is griefing or just tilt, but I mean, these are just ridiculous plays. Nice hook against the hooker. Jinx's ult doesn't hit. Gragas also TPs through. Shaco now rotates immediately to the fight. And this is where things also, again, if your inclination at this point is to be farming, that's the wrong inclination. They're all split and you've got a super low Pyke and he's tanking a tower trying to chase down the Thresh. This is where Shaco gets huge. And it happens in so many games in low elo where people think, haha, we made a play. And then Shaco's like, haha, jump in my box. I mean, look, he's trying to tank this. He doesn't even realize the Shaco's there, which is kind of hilarious. So that's a double kill. Very nice. You still have the Vayne away. Azir has rotated also, and they managed to get some clean down. So, 5v5 on the bottom lane. Again, totally hasn't happened recently. I would not know anything about that. You see that Shaco clown? How big that is as well? Everyone knows that the thing explodes and then basically just splurges its goo all over the place. But really, using it here, it's perfect. Because all you need is this fear and the damage. The damage is great and always does enough, but the fear is the main thing. Stops them getting away. Herald activated. Let's try and push this wave first. There is a dragon up. I do want to secure that. Don't overstay here and die. Now, I had a jungle the other day. I don't know how these people get to Master Tier, but you get 3 or 4 plates into the tower, and everyone is already starting up the dragon. And he just—it's a Rexar. Like, why are you still here? And he dies, and you lose a dragon. These things, I don't get it. Use the Herald, you get the plates, that's great. You don't have to take the tower just yet. The dragon control is absolutely huge. Now, obviously, people are going to say things like, hold that thought. Don't do it, Pike. Alright, he did it. I mean, there you go. Again, you have to be careful. There is a dragon up. He should be fine, though, I think. No. Echo. Kai'Sa, sorry. So anyway, as I was saying, free dragons, right? Definitely, normally you can take this. If you see people fighting and they're getting low, go ahead and try and secure those kills, especially as an assassin. You want to be fed. But understand, your shutdown here is not the most optimal way to go about the game. So, the enemy team could not go for the dragon due to the Azir's existence. The Vayne died once again. Top lane, you don't want a 2v1. I think we can just sequence down here. Hecarim is killing your ADC. I don't know what else to expect in this life. Fortunately, it's a fiesta. It's an absolute fiesta. Honestly, though, if you play this champion, alright, you're excited by that because you finished your core itemization here. You've already moved into the Serrated Durg. Don't forget the Serpent's Fang against shielded teams. Very, very useful. I don't sure if it was this game you went in, but there was another game with like a Seraphine and an Orianna. Then, yes, please. Absolutely huge. Now, we could full sequence, but I think the dragon here should be a good play for us. Catch... Oh, well, that happened quickly. Look for these picks. Now, I understand you're not going to have your personal Thresh Battler, but you don't need one in your elo. Alright? And the more people say that you do, it's just ridiculous. Because so many times supports will be in the situation... active. So many times people will be in the situation roaming for vision, and it's just you versus support, and you should be able to take care of business. So, Vayne top lane. That's a dragon. Again, contributing to the collective of the enemy's gold pot. Don't overstay for the dragon. Watch the Echo W. Gold amount is 1,000. Sanguine Blade is completed. So, that brings up another topic when you're playing this champion. Split pushing. Really something you can do super well. Here goes the Q. And, hello, Kai'Sa. No. Good rotation. You see what I'm saying? Split pushing, I'm gonna collapse and kill. Put the box down. Yeah, he's unstoppable, so. There you go, feared the Pike. I mean, this is so irritating. That's all you're trying to be. Don't overcommit, though. I don't personally know the damage. Therefore, my inclination would be a little different. He knows the damage, and the Hecarim didn't respect it. We have a Q up, though. It's mind games now with the traps. Okay. Okay. A little feisty. We're heading into the point of the game where it's just gonna basically be a lot of weird fights and macros and things like that. Be very, very careful you don't start throwing. This is where Shaco mains really do start throwing games. And it's not a case of the champion being inherently weak, it's that they don't play to the strengths of the team fighting. So, again, the Vayne. I mean, 2-8 and 2, and you think I gotta carry this. The Azir's done a good job, very good job in fact, but he's 3-2-3. So, his presence is strong. Gragas is still here. Be very careful. You see, now so many times people go for this. This is what I'm talking about. Like, yes, let me go for this. And, you know, it's going to end up costing you your life. Shutdowns and positional miscues that give enemy ADCs a lot of gold. So it was a good idea to go for it. As soon as Gragas shows, you run away. You don't greed for it. Now, a lot of nothing happens, a bit of tower pressure, and you can see the amount of kills that we're getting this game. So I'm going to start to highlight a lot of these moments in the game, because obviously otherwise we'll be here all day. Firstly, is when you see an opportunity to make picks. Like here, right? If the Kai'Sa stays, we want to go for this. Now Vayne's going for it. She's gonna stay anyway. The Gragas is doing a good job supporting the Kai'Sa, but you can just queue over the wall. I mean, as I said, no respect. Look at this. This is it. This is the juice. I mean, what do you do against this? Now, the only issue I have with this is that your smite is down. Yeah, we want to do this, but at the same time, you could very easily do your blue, do your grump, wait for your Jinx to be up again. You have time because the Jinx will arrive sooner. The Azir has TP, so does the Gragas, but he's dead. The Kai'Sa doesn't, she's dead. I don't think you had to rush this. The problem is using that smite on those assassinations means... means you lose a dragon. Now, that's going to lay the foundation for a little bit of a tragedy. I would be very cautious there as well. Okay. So, at this point, what you could look to do... Now, I'm assuming someone should go and rotate to this wave, but we don't really see any of them. I like the idea in low elo. Now, I was doing a bit of coaching a few weeks ago. The full site's coming, updated everything. And... there was a mid laner, and he's going to hate me for bringing this up because he's in the Discord, with TP, and they missed, their team as a collective missed 32 waves on the top side. 32 spawns of minions on the top side of the map that no one went to get. This was an island left alone. And that was in plat. In your elos, whatever they may be, if you see all of them here, that's where Shaco can become very strong, is pushing these waves out as well. You can get a lot of gold this way. And then you can fall back to your jungle camps afterwards. And that's how you stay really far ahead. And because you're so annoying to stick to, as long as you make that the right movement, alright, and use your Q with the right timing, you'll have no issue getting a lot of gold here. Now, when there's a fight breaking out in the mid lane, here we go. Nice backstab. Don't fall for the clone, you see? This clone's going here, it's zones. It's an automatic zone tool for the priority target. Now, you three can handle this. The question is, of course, whether you can has to be assessed before you go for the fight. Q once again, don't overcommit. Here comes Hecarim. Okay, he's dead. So that's not your fault. That's your ADC being caught out. The best you can do is try to make a play, but don't die. Because the threat of a Shaco flank when they're doing a Baron is always very good. Careful. Okay. This is where things start to fall down. They get the Baron, they get a few more towers, everyone just keeps getting caught out. It's the same thing. I kind of want to highlight a few plays that basically allow the Shaco to keep his team within touching distance. Literally. Every time they fail to open the base, despite all these picks and advantages, is a win for the Shaco's team, alright? Because as soon as they stay out like this, it allows you to flank. Hello, Kai'Sa. Dead. That's your target. That's a lot of damage. That's it. Good. Perfect. They cannot end now. Alright? And even if it's just one pick, that's all you need to stop it and hold onto the game. You can try more, but again, be very careful. You see how it's moving in and out? I love it. Fast forward. Same thing. We're holding our base. Kai'Sa's dead corpse still lies in front of the base. Take care of your camps as you can. This is a general thing if you're behind, by the way. Don't face check for your camps. Just take what you can. Hold the vision line that you can. Don't go wandering into this bush here for no reason and die, blue or red team. Don't go wandering here for no reason when everyone's up. Just take the camps you can, and that's why you put the box there, and now he pulls out, you know? Just in case they collapse. The face checking has to be done very... I mean, even this is a little bit risky, but because you see the Heck Room and you see the Pike, it's fine. That's all we want. Boom. Assassinated. Perfect. Take one down. That's what Shaco's great at. And now again, use the Q, but don't get caught out. Heckram's on the bottom side, Echo's on the bottom side, Kai'Sa's in the mid lane. Clear the vision. We should have a nice flank here. Vayne is now 3-13. He dead. Or is he? Someone has to die. Kai'Sa's flanking the top side. Shaco doesn't mind these fights. As long as you get out. Kai'Sa's so strong, man. Fine, though. In and out team fighting, using the targets that are off to the side. Don't get involved in chain CC and kill yourself. Here again. You ready for it? Q. Chuck out a backstab. Kai'Sa's there by herself. Don't go in here. You're just gonna die. This is fine. We can still hold. Q. Pike dead. Ult. Kai'Sa GA. It is a GA, right? Yeah. Yeah. I was confusing Zhonya's GM. I might ignore me. Ignore me. But that's great, you know, using the Q to get behind it. Now we can go ahead and do that Baron. Which they do, and then they get out. And now again, we have to hold. He's got pre-chunked here from this siege. But the Baron just allows you to hold. Q. Kai'Sa is dead. He's got that one target that must always be eradicated. What's the Echo W? That's unfortunate. So that's what I'm talking about. Those over chasings, they're not very good for you. Or your health, for that matter. Now, sometimes you might lose games here. Vayne. 3-16. Azir's up. I mean, you're losing your base. Because you overchase and you die. I mean, you killed the Kai'Sa. That's already just perfect. Now, obviously this isn't your normal team fighting, right? But holding a base and right target selection is what will allow you to actually get ahead and win these really close games where you have a huge lead. Box, but don't overcommit. We're on, you know, we got the Blade of the Rune King just for context, Edge of Night because CC, and then the little Dominics regard. Even if people are bullying Eclipse on Shaco, some build Duskblade. The Lord Dominix is huge for that 35% armor penetration. Because again, just like a Rengar, you're looking to make sure someone does not exist and does not enjoy the game. If it's a Soraka, if it's a Nami, what have you, that's what we're looking to do. Like Kai'Sa keeps splitting off in a high elo game versus Shaco, who keeps getting in behind. I mean, boom, one-shotted, good night. You know? Ulted, and now we can clean up. They're diving your Jinx, but their Kai'Sa's dead. So she got her G active. Echo has to ult out. Okay, using the clone for misdirection. It isn't pretty, ladies and gentlemen, but it's effective. And if you can do things correctly, you can do this multiple times and you can get Barons. Now, you'll notice that they took 3 Mountain Dragons, which is why the third one is so big not to lose. The Hecarim doesn't even have Smite here, so he actually ends up just going to steal this. The Vayne actually does things. 6 and 17 now. She's really helping, you know. And what happens is here he keeps chasing. Now the fun thing about Stride Breaker is that it allows you to somewhat keep up with the Hecarim. Not totally, but somewhat. And now you can Baron. And from Baron you hold. And you hold and you hold and you hold. And you wait for that one fight when your inhibitors are respawning that allows you to actually either win or lose the game. At this point, I'd feel very confident. The Kai'Sa's GA is up, so you have to be aware of that. As soon as you see Gragas on the top side, you start to look to pull the trigger. If they're vision, you don't. He has TP, so we want to be very careful here. Baron has worn off at this point, you'll notice, but nothing happens since the Baron. Because everyone realizes the next team fight is the thing that wins the game. However, it seems that the Thresh is being caught and the Hecarim says, you know what? I'm bored, let's engage. Now from the Shaco's perspective here, you want to make sure you're using your clone as well as yourself as a zoning tool, you see? You got the clone on the bottom right there keeping the Kai'Sa busy. Now you can turn back and use that wall from the Azir to kill the Gragas. Then you can kill the Hecarim. Now you can chase down the Pyke to finish off because you win, you have the number advantage. Smite and then another one, there you go. Collapse back onto your team. Box it. Kai'Sa's still alive though, and that's what I'm saying. You just, the one fight where she had GA and you didn't kill her outright, Kai'Sa gets a triple, but then you can chase down and finish. And from that, they end the game. So, I know this was a bit more messy, but I just wanted to highlight the early game tendencies, the use of the cheese in your games, understanding what Shaco can do in terms of playing around this messy nonsense, especially in these games that you have. We've got like a 7, 18, and 7 vein. You have to drop 23 kills, 12 assists, and only 3 deaths in order to win, and it's all because of the best one-shot target selection that you can have. So the champion isn't useless. You just have to understand the extreme limitations of how to teamfight with him when it gets to the point in the game where everyone thinks he falls off. And that being said as well, you do have that split push component if you needed it. But most importantly, use the cheese, use your Q well, play the mind games with your clone, and you should have no issue tilting everyone, including me, into making a video about it. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, and comment on this video if you enjoyed the videos on this channel. And on the main channel, why not? And as always, I will see you all in the next Jack in the Box.